USC joining the Big Ten, good for the conference. A resounding yes with a zillion exclamation marks, of course. On the field for its competitors in the Big Ten, is this a good thing? Welcome to the Voice of College Football. We break down the game we all love each and every day with you. Best discussion, debate, and analysis of the sport. Thanks to your contribution. Give me a call during our next call-in show. Let's look at USC versus the Big Ten as we did with UCLA versus the Big Ten. Check out the video. All right, the Trojans are the gold standard of the Pac-8, 10, now 12, and always have been, regardless of having a downtime during the 90s and a downtime, of course, most recently under Clay Helton. However, all-time, put everything together, USC dominates its conference historically, unlike any other team, even Alabama, even Ohio State, even Clemson, because they've only dominated for the past 8 to 10 years, more so than any program in its conference. USC owns the Pac-8/10/12. 25 Rose Bowl victories is by far and away the most. Way more than Ohio State, Michigan, UCLA, or anybody else. There is a consideration, of course, that since 1998 in the BCS/college football playoff era, that the best team in the Big Ten or the Pac-12, mostly the Big Ten, has moved on to a playoff or another BCS championship game, and therefore the Rose Bowl appearances and wins are skewed since 1998, but historically it's USC and then everybody else. 25 wins, 9 losses, 34 appearances, by far and away the dominant team in the Pac-12. And also just in terms of conference championships, wins, and everything else. Okay, move USC into the Big Ten. What has USC done historically against the Big Ten? Win, win, win. 69-29 with 2 ties. That's pretty damn good, but it's even better than that. In USC's last 72 appearances against the Big Ten, the Trojans have won 54 and lost 18. 54-18 against the Big Ten. Pete Carroll went 8-0. So if we're looking since 2000, Pete Carroll went 8-0. And now we see the last 7 games with USC at 12-3 overall against the Big Ten since 2000. Just a 4-3 mark here since 2010, the end of the Pete Carroll era. Last 2 games in the Cotton Bowl against Ohio State and against Iowa in the Holiday Bowl, losses for the Trojans. So maybe the Big Ten catching up to a certain extent, but they're all colleagues and brethren in the Big Ten now. So it will no longer be USC versus the Big Ten. That record is closed at 69-29, barring any appearances and competition between the two during the 2022 and 23 seasons, with USC set to join the Big Ten in 2024. All right, let's look ahead. What does this all mean going forward? USC, a pretty marginal program under Clay Helton, despite a Rose Bowl appearance, of course, in 2016, and a win over against the Big Ten team, Penn State, and a Pac-12 championship in 2017, and some good seasons under Clay Helton and under Lane Kiffin and Steve Sarkisian. USC has not been elite since Pete Carroll left. Lincoln Riley, enter one of the winningest coaches in college football percentage-wise since he took over at Oklahoma. Look at all the moves that he's making. USC is now a force to be reckoned with once again, and now partner USC's brand and prestige and location and recruiting prowess in California with the Big Ten brand. And it could either help out the Big Ten, and I think in many ways it will. The powers of the Big Ten, the existing Big Ten, will be able to go to Southern California and lure some of those skill position players and quarterback play to the Midwest. However, USC now can sell its brand more effectively, possibly to the Midwest, where those players will be able to benefit from the USC brand and uniform and a new experience, a different experience, a fascinating and attractive experience in Southern California, but still travel for all their games to play in front of family and friends in the Midwest. So from a recruiting standpoint, Lincoln Riley and USC is back on the map, back near the top, back to being an attractive location, an attractive football location. So look out, Big Ten. USC should be competing for championships in the Big Ten. Ohio State has been a juggernaut. They have dominated Big Ten play since 2005. That's all there is to it. Michigan owns the current championship, but the Buckeyes have been by far the dominant team. It's not even close. They own the most top 5 and 10 finishes in the nation during this century. But USC is apparently back. We will need to see it on the field, but by all indications, this will be a force in the Big Ten. So to be clear, USC will compete for championships in the Big Ten. USC, as long as there is a competent head coach in place, which there currently is with Lincoln Riley, will compete for championships in the Big Ten. The administration, the school itself, the institution, has made a commitment to football excellence by leaving the Pac-12 and the higher potential to dominate a weak inferior conference to say, let's go to one of the 2 big brands in college football and compete for championships. Yes, the road is more difficult with Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, Wisconsin, etc. But USC says, we'll take on the big boys, and we'll also take advantage and emphasize and accentuate our strengths: location, brand, recruiting base. USC in the Big Ten. Your thoughts below right here at the Voice of College Football. See you next time.